And very good morning, Barcelona.
Good morning.
Miss Charlie Lemmer, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good.
Surviving in the heat.
Yes, we're still here for another week of 2020. Thus far, survivors of the most difficult year ever known to man. And this morning we are joined with the gorgeous Madeleine Forsell of Demadly. We're going to be talking swimwear, entrepreneurship, and all sorts of fun stuff with her shortly. So can't wait for that. But first, let's talk about the weekend that's been. Ms. Lemmer.
Well, we went to get up.
We did. Gorgeous Sunday.
Beautiful.
Spent eating at the wonderful Chiringuito, if you guys like paella and all sorts of delicious stuff. Yeah. And paddling around in the sea in the company of some very lovely people. So that was good.
It was fantastic. Apart from the train journey back was not so positive,
was it? No. And I'm just going to have a little rant now. It seems to be the way I do every week. I must tell you that I've been really good this whole lockdown experience. Very calm, been okay. Yesterday on the train, I was like a sardine in a can. Crushed against
teenage. There was no social distancing anyway.
Crushed against the back of stinky teenage boys, drunk, shouting. 45 minutes from hell. I have never ever wanted to get a cab more in my life than I did yesterday. Yeah. So if I'm not here in a couple of weeks, you know why. It's because the COVID has finally got me.
I know. Yeah, it was pretty hideous. But the lunch was beautiful.
The lunch was beautiful. The sea was incredible. The company was acceptable. No, it was great.
It was
it was a lovely weekend. And I hope that you guys also had a fantastic time.
Yeah, how was your weekend?
Oh, it was lovely too. I also went to get off at the little beach house and it was amazing.
Nice.
A Sunday spent in Demadly is the best day.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we're going to speak all about the Demadly journey after this very track. This one we've been trying to play for you for a week.
This track. It's one of my favourites.
It's been on our playlist and we haven't made it through. I don't know why, but today you're going to get to hear it.
Today's the day.
Yes, it's a 2015 track from a lovely band from your part of the world, actually. This is Vamala and Champs. The other way around. That's okay too.
I've been running circles lately, I've been doing time. I've been on the avenue, spinning out my mind. And I've been on a t-shirt lady, I've been on TV. I've been looking through your eyes, and that's my tragedy. I really wanna tell you now, maybe if I'm allowed, maybe if I can teach you all the things you know by now. I really wanna beat the world, maybe if I'm allowed, maybe if there's a moonbeam with a color I know how. Tell me, is it real? I'm all up. Am I up as high as I feel? Or am I dying? Tell me, is it real? I'm all up. Am I up as high as I feel? Or am I dying? I've been trying to reach you lately, I've been on my knees. I've been with the Eskimos at -10 degrees. And I've been on the ocean lately, I've been through the trees. I went out with Bowie in the 1970s. I really want to tell you now, maybe if I'm allowed, maybe if I can teach you all the things you know by now. I really want to beat the world, maybe if I'm allowed, maybe if there's a moonbeam with a color I know how. Tell me, is it real? I'm all up. Am I up as high as I feel? Or am I dying? Tell me, is it real? I'm all up. Am I up as high as I feel? Or am I dying? Never had met you, never had met you, never had met you. If I never had met you, never had met you, never had met you, never had met you. If I never had met you.
that was Champs and the wonderful track from Marla from the 2015 album I'm Not Sure, but at least I could do the outro correctly. Anyway,
Hooray!
we are joined this morning by the lovely Madeleine of Demadly Swimwear. Hello.
It's the season to be shopping as well, right?
It is the season to be
All
shopping.
the shops were open yesterday on a Sunday, which I was surprised to see. I guess it's like sale season, is that
It
right?
is, and it's the season for bikinis. And so, what better way to talk us through our summer sartorial choices than swimwear designer herself, Madeleine Forsell. Welcome to the studio.
So what have
very
you got
much.
here, Madeleine? This looks very exciting. We've got a beautiful blue one and a yellow one. Nice.
And more ones, yeah.
Explain. So is this your latest collection that you're selling at the moment?
Yeah, so actually we work more with timeless pieces, but we always add new colors and new designs to every season. And now we're waiting for the last ones because it's been a special season this year. So Italy got delayed because of the lockdown that we all experienced. But next week we're getting the new styles.
Wonderful.
Where are they produced then?
So we produce outside Milan in
Ah,
Italy.
okay.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the background, your background, first of all. You're an entrepreneur. This is you launched in 2016. So tell us a little bit about your journey into being a swimwear designer, a little bit about the brand, like the ethos behind it.
Yeah. So I used to be, well, I was my first and biggest client actually because I used to be living in Buenos Aires. I've been living in the US and I could never find good swimwear. So I was always frustrated because either it was the fit or the quality or the details that lacked attention. And I used to be working in, I started with H&M, but then I was working as a strategy consultant for many years. And I was literally searching around the globe. And I collected swimwear from everywhere. Like other people collect souvenirs or postcards. I was collecting swimwear. And I could never find something that I felt good in myself. So that's why one day I was in Portugal with some girlfriends who were surfing. And we were talking about swimwear and how difficult it is for women to actually find pieces that we feel comfortable in. Because we're almost naked, right? It's the only situation we walk around
Sure.
basically in public, almost naked, and we don't do that in our underwear, right? So that's why I felt like, okay, it's more people, more women that feel this way and feel uncomfortable in their own skin. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna solve this problem.
So how did you change that? How did you solve that?
Well, that was a long journey. So I decided to create something that didn't exist, or what I felt didn't exist. So it started with a long journey of, first of all, like actually finding what kind of fiber it is that makes swimwear lasting.
Thank you.
So I was literally scouting the world and I found this fiber that is produced, well, it's actually a patented fiber from the US, but it's produced in Italy. And so that was my first check in a box.
So
to
the
find-
fiber, what makes the fiber different?
So it's it's this patented fiber. It's a patent lycra together with the polyamide.
Okay.
But it's the construction of the fiber itself that makes it lasts 10 times longer than conventional
okay.
swimwear. So it's really amazing. So you can have it summer after summer. It doesn't go bigger. So it's not like you go into the sea, you lose the top there. And
No
the
one
bottom
likes
there.
a baggy bum.
We had this conversation before. There's nothing worse than a saggy bottom, even if it is just your knickers. No, the thing is as well, I think that the problem lots of people find with swimwear is you either go kind of really cheap and then it doesn't last the season, or you can't do anything active in it. So you can kind of, it's all right as long as you don't go swimming or you don't go surfing,
Just lie still.
or don't go for a run or don't do anything. It's fine. But the minute you take it into the water, then it sort of completely renders ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's a bit frustrating because we all are in a conscious state of the environment, for instance, and to have something that you wear a few times and then you throw it away and it goes into landfill.
Sure.
Like 90% of all the clothes that are made go into landfill, and it's huge amounts every day. So that's just insane that we wear it a few times and then we have to throw it away. But those fibers actually makes it last, and it doesn't sag. As you said, you don't want a diaper-looking bottom.
No, and actually, particularly with in terms of design, what's really specific about Demadly, which I've not seen anywhere else, is this really, really beautiful kind of weaving. Tell us a little bit about where that comes from and what's that about. Because it's really sturdy, but it's also really beautiful. Tell us a little bit about the story behind that.
Yeah, thank you so much. So that's where the mad in the Demadly comes in, because I'm almost from the Arctic Circle, so northern Sweden, Swedish Lapland, and there we have this indigenous people who actually the ones that take care of the reindeers. So they're like the nomads, and they have this beautiful art craft that is braided, and they have tassels. So I wanted to honor my background and my northern roots by taking that
Lovely.
beautiful design into my pieces. So everything has either braids or tassels.
Very, very pretty
Yeah,
indeed.
they look adorable.
They do.
I think it's time for another track, shall we?
I think
This
you're
is a classic from 1979 by Donna Summer, and it's Hot Stuff, which we are in the studio.
Oh, yes.
Sitting here eating my heart.
You're listening to Live with Lucie and Charlie on Radio Kanal Barcelona 106.9 FM, and it is just gone 11:17 in the morning.
And that was hot stuff, wasn't it,
It
my
was
darling?
hot stuff.
From the Full Monty.
Yes.
And
I love
since
that
we're
film.
talking about taking off one's clothes and putting on something really gorgeous, we're joined again by Madeleine Forsell from Demadly, Swedish designed, Italian made swimwear brand. Madeleine, tell us a little bit about the journey to create the Demadly brand, and not just in terms of the design, as in the design of the bikinis and the swimwear, which is gorgeous, but a little bit about the ethos and why you decided to kind of create these pieces.
Yeah, so as I said, there's not a situation where we are so exposed as women, or, well, men as well, but as we are when we wear swimwear. And I wanted to really empower women to feel beautiful and confident and comfortable in their own skin. And because everyone has something beautiful, but we all feel a bit exposed and we want to cover ourselves, but it really create pieces that work with the female body. And also, when I say empower women, I also mean the women that make Demadly. So in textile production, it's 80% women who works, and many work under modern slavery conditions that we don't really think about when we buy some of the fast fashion brands. So for me, it's equally important that every woman who is in touch with the brand also feels empowered and have a good working conditions, being able to provide for her family, and by the end of the day go home and take care for children. So that's why I was never considering working with far away Eastern countries where I couldn't supervise the production. I couldn't really see what they were doing, even though everyone is promising great things. But unless you can go there and actually work with them, you don't really know. So for me, it was really, really important. And that's why I found this amazing factory outside Milan. And they have a long tradition of working with Italian luxury brands. But they're really, really, really good at this.
And have you seen any differences within the fashion industry in terms of sustainability? Are you beginning to see any changes, or do you think it's going to be like a lot longer before we actually see any changes?
Well, I think there is a big movement around the sustainability right now, and people are becoming increasingly conscious, and I think that's good, and it's good that we talk about it, but you also have to walk the talk.
Sure.
And I think a lot of brands, they do things around recycled fabrics, and that's great, depending on how they're recycled, because their productions, there are ways to do it that are better and worse. But I think it's about doing it all the way and not just doing it a part of the supply chain, but making it a part of everything that you do, which is what we do at Demadly. Quality. And I'm from the north of Sweden, where we live in nature. We're so dependent by it.
Yeah.
So it's in our DNA to think about those kind of things.
To look at that. Yeah, think about looking after the environment.
Absolutely. And in terms of your customer, who is the Demadly? Who's the quintessential Demadly girl?
She's a modern woman who is she prefers quality over quantity. So instead of having 10 pieces that by the end of the season you throw away, you maybe have 1 or 2 or 3 that you keep for season after season. So more timeless, elegant woman. And a lot of our customers, they're in the age of having kids or have had kids, and we all know the body changes a bit. So you become increasingly aware of what you put on, and that's our customer.
Great. And aside from swimwear, do you do any other accessories? Or I noticed your little bag that you brought in earlier.
Oh yeah, it's gorgeous, and it's also organically made. We do some accessories, we do some beachwear, and we're gonna do some exciting stuff that I'm gonna talk about later in the season or early in the fall.
Great. What's in the pipeline? Come on.
Oh, she's looking for a scoop. Always looking for a scoop, this one. 2 scoops. Tell us a little bit about the shape of things, because I can see that there's some like really good tricks that you've employed, or like fashion design secrets to make sure that everything's beautiful. There's some great ruching here, the thickness of these straps, even the way that they cross over the straps. Tell us a little bit about the construction of your bikinis and your swimwear.
Yeah, so actually what we all think is that the bigger a garment is, the more expensive it should be, right? But it's actually the smaller piece is, the more difficult it is to make it. So those are really, every millimeter is carefully constructed, and it's about having this seamless look so you don't get this famous diaper look. The scrunch in the back that really lifts and gives a nice round shape. And then it's about like small details that makes all the difference. And in the top, where you can choose to tie it in the back or in the front to suit your own preference.
Mm-hmm. And I think as well with the top in particular, and I'm sure that you can like handle that a little bit better than I can. But what I think is really interesting about that is that the way that you've chosen to make it that kind of t-shirt way that you put it on, because for a bigger bust, that means that you don't get that pain in the neck that lots of halter neck pieces will give you.
Yeah, exactly. You really want to avoid those kind of things. So it's about, I think design is about being attentive to the details, and it's about making it versatile. Mm-hmm. So you can either wear it just a tie, or you can tie it in the back, and then you really remove that pressure that you have on the head.
Because I think that's the thing that lots of women have. I mean, no, for myself especially, if something's halter neck, I'm fine for an hour or so, and then after 2 hours, I'm got pain in the neck. It's uncomfortable because it's kind of bearing all of the weight. But with those, you don't have that. Because I mean, I was watching something with a swimwear hack, and they said, oh, if you've got a halter neck bikini, you can basically tie it like yours are made already. So it's kind of a hack, but yours are already made that you can wear them in that crossback style, which means you get a beautiful look, but also none of the pain associated with it.
And it took me a year to arrive at that. It was so difficult because no one had done it like that before, and I couldn't really. In the beginning, I had a visual, but I didn't see how I could solve it. And then finally, after 1 year of construction, it came like this.
And have you found more popularity with the bikinis this year, or the full
bathing suits? Yeah. Right now, I'm wearing a bathing suit with my skirt here. So bathing suits is really on the rise, and you can wear it. I think of this as summer wear. Mm-hmm. So before, I guess when we were younger, it was more like, okay, you go swimming. It's something that you do when you're very active. But it's also part of your outfit in the summer, I think. Sure. And you rather have a nice bikini that you can show under a top than maybe something that's super underwear looking. Uh-huh. So I like to make it as part of the outfit and dress it up with the skirt.
Yeah,
and that
really
you can
nice
do,
with the skirt you're
and
wearing,
that you can do a lot with the one piece. So I think the one piece is here to stay, definitely. And we will see more designs.
Excellent. Well, I think we're going to go to some music now, up the tempo a little bit, and then we'll be back with Madeleine to talk more about designing and sustainability and obviously bikinis, because that's what we're here to talk about swimwear today. But this is a bit of an up-tempo thing. This is Holophonic and I Don't Want It to End, and we will see you after this.
And I don't want it to end. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Let's start over again. Loud screams, lights flashing, club smashing, dirty bass, rowdy crowd. Let's start over again. Stand up, crowd high, wild night. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Let's start over again. Temperature rising, supernova, and the club has come alive. And I don't want it to end. Let's start again. Let's start again. And I don't want it to end. Loud screams, lights flashing, club smashing, dirty bass, rowdy crowd. Let's start over again. Stand up, crowd high, hands up, wild night. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Let's start over again. Loud screams, lights flashing, club smashing, dirty bass, rowdy crowd. Let's start over again. let's start over again. I don't want it to end. Let's start over again. I don't want it to end. 'Cause I'm in love with this feeling. If we're dreaming, I don't wanna wake up. Let's start over again. I got my hands to the ceiling. If we're dreaming, I don't wanna wake up. I don't want it to end. All I hear is, all I hear is
Scream, loud screams, loud screams, loud screams. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
I don't want it to end. Let's start over again. I don't want it to end. 'Cause I'm in love with this feeling. If we're dreaming, I don't wanna wake up. Let's start over again. I got my hands to the ceiling. If we're dreaming, I don't wanna wake up. I don't want it to end.
Welcome back to the studio. It's live with Lucie and Charlie, and we have Madeleine here from Demadly, and that was a very summary track.
Wasn't it just? Thank you very much, Mr. Barnett. Anyway, so let's talk more about this year, Madeleine, because it's been a really strange year for everyone. I mean, we don't need to kind of wax on about that. Everybody knows. But in terms of production, how has that affected you? Because obviously you're making, you're making in Italy. We all know that Italy had a really tough time. How did it work with you to kind of produce your bikinis? You obviously got some now to play with it, but you said you're going to have a kind of late delivery. How did that work out for you?
Oh yeah, wow! Mid-March was so stressful for us. So we were in the middle of production, and then we all know what had happened in Italy, and suddenly they had to close everything. So we had all those plans, of course, like we all did for this year, right? 2020, we had so many plans, and we had so many plans for Demadly, and suddenly everything had to be cancelled. And of course, Italy, they got back working in May, but then one of the head quality seamstresses, which is actually the founder of the factory, which is this amazing 80-year-old woman who founded the factory in the 60s with her late husband. And she usually goes there to oversee the quality. I mean, she goes with the bike to the local factory. And of course, because of COVID, she's in a risk group. So she's staying at home, and it's the sons who are there. But everything got delayed, and it's a small factory, it's a small atelier. So we're already 8 weeks late with our production, but we're getting it next week, or actually this week. It's coming from Italy.
Yay!
So, finally. But as an entrepreneur, you really have to, you're getting used to dealing with crisis and taking out fires. But this year has just been extreme for everyone.
Oh, definitely. Has it changed your business model at all? Has it changed how you think you're going to do business in the future?
Well, we already are quite a direct-to-consumer based brand. Although we sell here in Barcelona, we sell at this amazing store Totom, and in some other places. But we already had a strong online presence, and I think that is something that will continue, like for us and so many other brands, because then we are not depending on the physical space. But definitely, I mean, this year it will be a special year for us, and I invite everyone out there to go support your local store, your local brand, small designers, small entrepreneurs, because we all need this in this very special time.
Well, we can agree more.
Lives.
That's what we're trying to do here with the on the radio. Support local Barcelonians, support local business. It's super important at this time.
Absolutely. And you talked a little bit there, Madeleine, about entrepreneurial journeys, putting out fires. It's never easy to decide to go out on your own and do something. What's your, I mean, for anyone who's thinking about, perhaps, because I think lots of people are thinking about now going out on their own, and, these sorts of times, people have a lot of time to think about big changes in their life. It must have been a huge jump for you. If you were going to give some tips to an aspiring entrepreneur, what would they be?
To really try to find your passion and to find your purpose. I think nowadays, especially in times of crisis, if you don't love what you do, it becomes really tough. So try to find what is your why. Like for me, it's super clear that it's about empowering women to feel great about themselves. To finding that why, and then finding, okay, what kind of problem can I solve? Because in the end, if you don't have something that you're solving, it may be super nice, but no one will buy it.
Sure.
So find a solution to a problem, and ideally a problem that a lot of people are having.
It's a pretty good tip.
Absolutely.
I love that message. That's great. And what else? So what are your plans for the future, basically, for the brand? I know that you were kind of a little bit coy and kind of like divulging some stuff, but I'm going to dig a bit deeper and say, what else have you got in the pipeline then? Is there anything that you'd like to tell us about now?
No, so we obviously we're going to continue our journey. Now I'm more based here in Barcelona than in Sweden, which makes sense because it's more sun here for me. No, it's about creating timeless pieces that you can wear in different situations.
Yeah.
So it can be swimwear, but it can also be other situations where you want functionality meeting design. So it could be when you do yoga. It could be other things. We'll see. But creating essential pieces. I'm not into doing things that are unnecessary. I rather, like, I've been traveling so much. I was living in London in the fall and before that in Stockholm, and I'm really into keeping a small closet, but with pieces that you want to wear in different situations.
Well, that's certainly that kind of lends itself to your ethics and sustainability as well. And I think having a smaller wardrobe definitely in the summertime as well is like much better.
Yeah,
Saves so much
multifunctional is where it's
time.
at, isn't it? It's so much easier, especially if you can, like you say, go to the beach and then you've got a piece that you can wear once you're finished there. And, it's so multifunctional kind of capsule that we're looking at.
Exactly. You have this gorgeous bathing suit, and then you just put on a kaftan and you go for lunch at the beach club, or you continue into the city later on and you just put on a pair of shorts.
What does your wardrobe look like?
Oh.
Are you one of those Marie Kondo kind of minimalist 6 pieces in the wardrobe people? Or?
Well, I've been a startup entrepreneur, so that reduces the size of the closets as well, because you don't really go shopping. No, but it's for me it's about like having a few key pieces. I'm really into design, I'm really into quality, so I'd rather save up to buy something that I really love than to just buy something I wear it for one occasion and then I throw it away. I think everyone in these days, we should really think about not trying to, like, the garbage or that we are producing, each of us. And trying to minimize that. So how can we be more conscious in what we buy?
Sure.
And when we don't use it anymore, can we give it away? Can we put it into recycling? What can we do with it? Because it has to go somewhere. Exactly. It does not go away.
Yeah.
What you're talking about is buying something special. And that's a beautiful segue into our next track, Ms. Lemmer.
Which is one of my favourite tracks of all time and one of my favourite artists of all time. It's by Miguel Campbell and Something Special.
I wanted you to be my baby. So you're standing there, I can't believe the way in which you face me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a look that's in your eyes, don't it be described, so amazing. And a sweetness in your smile. Something special, sexy, wonderful. Something special, sexy, wonderful. Something special, sexy, wonderful. So you're standing there, I wanted you to be my baby. So you're standing there, I can't believe the way in which you face me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a look that's in your eyes, no need to be described. So amazing, it's so amazing, baby. And the sweetness in your smile, no need to be defined. Something special, sexy, wonderful. 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 Something special, sexy, wonderful.
Something special, sexy and wonderful. Yes, we are talking about Demadly. We're with Madeleine Forsell in the studio this morning, and we are talking beautiful.
Swimwear.
Beautiful.
Beautiful swimwear.
Yeah, and sustainable swimwear too. And we were just having a really interesting conversation about investment pieces rather than disposable fashion. Let's pick up a little bit there where we left off.
Yeah, I mean, how do we change this mentality at the moment? I mean, we were just talking about the new Primark, opening in Plaza Catalunya and queues going around the block. This kind of consumerism of cheap fashion. I mean, if you haven't got that much of a budget, how are you going to change the mentality in people away to invest in more expensive items?
Yeah, I think it's about a bit like going back to, I mean, my mom, she used to save up to be able to buy that dress. And now we're so used to this, okay, everyone can buy something for 50 cents,
Sure.
but it doesn't look good on you either. So you buy
Or
something.
it doesn't last.
It
Yeah.
doesn't look good on you. It doesn't last, and you just have it in your closet, and you still don't have anything to wear because you don't really love it.
Yeah.
So I think it's about going back to, as I said, like I've been a startup entrepreneur for a while now, and I save up if I want to buy something, and I think that's where if you change the way you think about things, things you think about change. So we have to come back to sort of not seeing it as something that's fast, but rather slow.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of movement in that across different industries, and you just sparked a thought in me, and just in lots of things. And I know that we've had conversations about all kinds of things. Like everybody wants instant gratification. I want it now. I want it now. I want it instant to know this. And if you go from bikinis to like your love life to your food, everybody wants everything right now. I want it now. But in fact, if you wait for the right thing, if you are investing in,
Well, it has more value in the end.
well, it has more value, but it also has more longevity. And I think that's what we're talking about. Things that aren't disposable, investing your time and energy or your money in something that is more long lasting and thus gives you more gratification for a longer time.
Like saving up for your first bike when you were younger. I mean, I don't want to make myself old here, but basically it had much more value because you'd saved all your pocket money for ages for it. And then when you finally got that prize, I mean, I think like with everything these days, if you get it straight away, then it doesn't really have the same kind of value and you don't look after it as well.
No, exactly. And I think that is exactly the point, that you buy it and you get this instant, you feel good about it for a day, and then the next day it's something else.
And you made a good point about the fact that if you're going to be wearing swimwear over and over again, you may as well be, investing in that item rather than the dress that you maybe wear once.
Yeah, and that's something that I really notice with my customers. I have the best customers in the world. I really love them. They're so amazing. And the thing is, once you go to Demadly, you never go back. Why? Because it looks amazing. It looks amazing when you're wet. It doesn't sag, as you said. It's not transparent, even though you have it in white. So you really feel good about yourself. And when you feel good about something, that's when I think in the end, the result of everything that we do is that we want to feel happy, we want to feel good, we want to feel beautiful, we want to feel confident. And how do we achieve that? It's about choosing that. And we have to choose that in everything that we do.
Sure.
and it's not about just what we consume. but-
Exactly. And it's not about just how it looks on the outside either. It's about, kind of the ethics behind the brand are really important. The ethics behind how it was produced. Because, I think it's really important that to make these consumer choices and be more aware about or conscious and aware about consumer choices. Because at the end of the day, we all live under the same planet, right? And we all need to make a bit of an effort into saving that beautiful Mother Earth planet.
Yeah, I think saving the Mother Earth planet, and also, on a mental health scale, feeling good self-esteem and confidence, that just allows you to have more fun. Enjoy everything that you do. I mean, there's nothing worse. We've all been there, panicking about how we look in our bikini, in our dress, feeling, and so confidence and self-esteem breeds fun and just general better choices in everything.
Yeah, and I think that's something like when we look at some of the fast fashion labels and we see something on a Victoria's Secret model, and it absolutely looks stunning. But when we put it on, we have our normal bodies, and we have some hips, and we have some curves, and then it doesn't look like that, and then we don't feel good about ourselves because we look at them,
Sure.
and we think, okay, we should feel the same way. So we can't really, we have to think a bit deeper and then really find something that works with us, not against us.
Yeah, no, for sure. And does that reflect how you do your marketing as well?
Yeah, I try to.
Yeah.
No, but it's really about finding. I mean, everything is about how you feel in the end. And if you feel good, you're gonna ready it. You're gonna stand a bit taller. You're gonna be proud of yourself. And I think that's what we all should feel. And that also comes back to sustainability. We are all in this together. We are one world, so we have to take care of each other. And that's something that I felt a bit that is a good thing about the situation that we've all been, that I feel that we're all a bit more caring,
Yeah.
that we are all in this together. We are all in the same storm, even though maybe we're not in the same boat, but we're in the same storm.
I like that analogy. It's nice.
And we have to take care of each other, and we have to take care of the planet that we live on, because we only have two homes, and it's our bodies, and it's our planet, right?
No, I totally agree.
If there's
Couldn't
any
agree more.
better messaging than that, I don't know what it is. And on that beautiful note, we're going to listen to some more beautiful music. I'll just remind you guys, it is 11:45, so enjoy your coffee break. You're going to be with us three for the next 15 minutes, and for the next three, we're going to be with the gorgeous, gorgeous Leon Bridges, and this is Bad Bad News.
Yes.
Ain't got no riches, ain't got no money that runs long, but I got a heart that's strong and a love that's tall. Ain't got no name, ain't got no fancy education, but I can see right through a powdered face on a painted fool. Let me slip through. Why you tryna hold me back? I'm just tryna move up front, little more this, little less of that. Let me come through. I'm tired of being in the back. I'm just trying to move up front, little more this, little less that, yeah. They tell me I was born to lose, but I made a good thing out of bad news. I don't worry about people in my face. I hit them with the style and grace, and watch the ankles break. Whoa, whoa. I know you wish I would fade away, but I got more to say. Lord, they pray. Ow! Let me slip through. Why you tryna hold me back? I'm just tryna move up front, little more this, little less of that. Let me come through. I'm tired of being in the back. I'm just tryna move up front, little more this, little less of that, yeah. They tell me I was born to lose, but I made a good thing out of bad news. All day, all night. All right. All day, all night. All right. Oh, wow. All day, all night. Oh, wow. All right. Oh, wow. All day, all night. Oh, wow. They tell me I was born to lose, but I made a good thing out of bad news.
There's the gorgeous, gorgeous Leon Bridges. That's a 2018 album, Bet Ain't Worth the Hand, and I love it. If you don't know him, go and check him out. Beautiful, beautiful voice. Soulful. Beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. We are still here in the studio with the lovely Madeleine Forsell from Demadly. Exactly. Speaking of beautiful. And we, again, were just talking about sustainability and the importance of getting good fabrics against your skin.
Healthy fabrics.
Healthy fabrics. This is much more your domain than mine. So,
well, I think, as you just touched on, people don't realise that what you hold on, what you have on your skin and next to your skin gets absorbed by the body. So it's very important to use kind of organic products and materials basically in your clothing and your skincare, etc., which we touched on. But tell us a little bit about why you think it's important.
Yeah, so as you said, our skin is our biggest organ, and especially what we put closest to our intimate parts is super important. So whenever you go and buy something, make sure it's like all our Demadly products are Ecotech certified, meaning that they contain no harmful chemicals, either for the skin or for the nature. And I think that's super important. Yeah. We have cancer and so many other diseases on the rise, and I think we all become really health cautious this year. Yeah. So health is the most important thing that we have, and that comes to whatever you wear next to your skin, and also, as we said, we touched upon the sunscreen or as well is really, really, really important. So I think we all have to educate ourselves a bit better, and we as brands also have to share this information and this knowledge that we have.
Definitely. Yeah, no, well, I'm slightly obsessed by toxins and chemicals and getting rid of them out of the body. So yeah, this is really up my street, this topic, because I don't think people realise, and I'm going to drop a statistic in here, but people don't realise that newborn babies these days are born with 287 chemicals in their bloodstream, which is, if you think about it, it's terrifying. But there's so many toxins in the air and in the materials around us and what we wear, and I think it's we really need to be conscious more of what we put on our body and what we wear. And I think
and I think just one thing that is, it's with fashion. Like no one can be perfect, but we all can be as good as possible. And I think that's comes to our own choices as we make as well as consumers. We can try to be as good as possible in all the things that we do, and it's better to buy organic than to buy chemical stuff. And also that comes to the products that we wear.
Yeah. I think lots of people forget as well the kind of petroleum and other things that go into making fabrics. There's a lot of really toxic things in there. People don't even think about. I mean, not necessarily that I would think about it. Oh, this cotton has kind of got the X, Y, and Z in it. You wouldn't necessarily think so, but of course, cheap production always comes with a cost somewhere down the line, whether it's human or whatever it might be. So I think it's really interesting, and I think more. Is there like a movement of people who are making fashion like you, Madeleine, who have the eco-cert? Is there a kind of community of fashion producers who are?
Yeah, they are, and it's becoming increasingly. People are becoming increasingly conscious about this worldwide, but there is a lot of movement about brands that we really try to support each other, because it's a tough fight, because we're fighting against the big ones, right? Yeah, sure. And the big ones, they do it in a small part, and then they really market that one and to sound good, but they're actually not that good. So we all have to support each other and come together and talk about this more often, because I think education is the most important thing, and once we know more, we will make better choices as well.
And that's what's so nice, I think, about this particular time in history, is that you do have social media. You can create community, you can educate people, then you can create a following. People really understand the brand behind the ethos. It's not just about marketing spend. So tell us a little bit about where people can find you and how they can engage with you through all your channels.
Yeah, so the name is Demadly. And so we have demadly.com, we have Demadly on Instagram and Facebook, and I love talking to customers. That's one of my favorite, apart from designing, that's absolutely my favorite part of this. So please interact, come up with ideas, share your feedback. That's super important, and I think it's quite rare that you can do that directly with the designer and the founder of the brand. So please take that opportunity.
They can buy from your website, and you mentioned a store here in Barcelona.
Yeah, so here in Barcelona, you can buy online, of course, but also this amazing brand, Totom. They have 5 stores, one in a couple in Balmes and Sant Cugat, and you can find us there, and that's super nice. So, well, let's see.
Great.
And when people do contact you, they can reach out directly, and they're probably going to speak to you somewhere down the line if they have questions about fit and fabric.
Absolutely. I think I put the customer care at the front of my brand, so it's always me that essentially will talk to the customer. Maybe it will go through someone first, depending on which channel. But usually it's me, and I absolutely love it. So give me lots of questions, or if you have any, like we also help customers with personal fitting, because it's really tricky to find a good fit. And I know that a lot of, like, we work in Sweden, we sell at sort of the equivalent of El Corte Inglés or the Harrods in Sweden, and a lot of people who work there, they're really, really good, but they are not designers. So to find a good fit is really essential when it comes to swimwear. So I'm always happy to help our customers.
Cool. And you mentioned at the beginning of the show that you might generously be giving an item of swimwear away. Or what did you mention at the beginning of the show? Was it the yellow one that you think?
Yeah, so we have this amazing yellow which is the color of the season, I think.
Let's have a look at it, because ladies and gentlemen, especially ladies, we are going to be running a competition to win one of these most incredible.
I love it.
Yeah,
I don't know, it could be
a man could wear it if they like to, but I would say maybe you might want to win it for a lady in your life. These are really, really beautiful. This incredible bikini, not just the top part, there'll be the bottom part too. And the way that you can get involved and to win this incredible Demadly outfit is to follow us on social media. That's at Lucie, Live with Lucie and Charlie, and Demadly accounts.
Instagram.
Yes, on Instagram. Or you could leave a comment on Facebook, and that way we will know that you've entered into the competition for somebody who's going to win this incredible set, and it's worth €250, so it's not a small amount.
No,
and it's
beautiful.
absolutely gorgeous. So
and right on season.
Follow. Wear the Demadly of the season, and we will.
We will choose a winner from there.
Yeah, very lucky winners. And thank you so much for coming to see us this morning. It's been so nice. Education in sustainability and swimwear design.
Beautiful. I mean, I love them. I'm going to sneak them all home with me.
Yeah, we might just sneak them home. We'll see what we can do.
We're going to have a track by Red Hot Chili Peppers. This is Californication. This was chosen by David.
Yes.
And this is a perfect summer song. I love it. And yes, thank you for joining us.
And we will see you back on Radio Kanal Barcelona this time next week with some more
11 o'clock.
fantastic guests, although they're going to be a surprise, but we will let you know in good time. And and also thank you, by the way, just before we go, to Madeleine's wonderful birthday party that we had on Thursday. It was the first proper dance of the year. Because it's been a little quiet.
Congratulations, happy birthday!
Thank you so much. Muchas gracias.
Yes, thank you, Madeleine. And here is
yay, Californication by Red Hot Chili Peppers. Woo!
Psychic spies from China try to steal your mind's elation, and little girls from Sweden dream of silver screen quotation. And if you want these kind of dreams, it's Californication. It's the edge of the world in all of Western civilization. The sun may rise in the east, at least it's settled in a final location. It's understood that Hollywood sells Californication. Pay a surgeon very well to break the spell of aging. Celebrity skin, is this your chin, or is that war you're waging? Firstborn unicorn, hardcore softcore. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Mary McGill, be my ferry to the world, be my very own constellation. A teenage bride with a baby inside, getting high on information. And buy me a star on a boulevard. inspiration, an elder